Good evening, everybody. Meeting after gap of 3-4 days. We are discussing regarding the drug proving and few aspects up to the aphorism number 137 we have discussed. We have learned what Hahnemann wants to explain regarding the drug proving. How the prover should be, what are the qualities the prover should have, how the drug should be considered, the dosage should be considered, how one can take down all the features, whatever explained by the prover in the same language as it is. Everything he tries to explain over there. So those drug substances in their crude state never works fast or never shows symptoms, how they have to prove it in the potentized form. Then which potency should be utilized, how it should be utilized in different provers with different potencies. All those things, all pros and cons regarding the drug proving he tried to explain over there. This aspect, for the student point of view, it is very important. Exam point of view, yes, definitely it is very important. For the practitioners, it should be, they should have the knowledge of preparation, but it is not needed generally because we get ready-made medicines from the pharmacy. But still, we must have a knowledge how the medicines are prepared in homeopathy. If anyone asks you, you should be able to answer their questions. And for that purpose, this topic is also important. So we are discussing regarding that, and we have finished in last lecture up to the aphorism number 137. Today we'll go ahead with the 138. Aphorism number 138 to 141 that has been related with the method of conducting the drug proving. So these four aphorisms, 138, 39, 40 and 41, this is very specifically related with the method of conducting drug proving, how one should go ahead. Let us see what Hahnemann wants to explain. All the sufferings, accidents and changes of the health of the experimenter during the action of a medicine, provided the above condition, that is from aphorism number 124 to 127, essential to a good and pure experiment are compiled with, are solely derived from this medicine and must be regarded as registered as belonging peculiarly to this medicine, as symptoms of this medicine, even though the experimenter had observed a considerable time previously the spontaneous occurrence of similar phenomena in himself. So what he is explaining? He is explaining one important thing. After giving the dose to the experimenter, to the prover, you have to watchful, careful, and you have to ask what has happened. What are the changes in the state of health which has happened? Whatever he explains, it is your duty to write down each and everything. First, write it down what are the alterations in the state of health. What are his sufferings after taking the medicine? And all you have to write it down in the same manner, in the same words, with the timings and with the name of the prover, so that you can collect whole data from different provers. Because after proving, you have to analyze the data. And for that purpose, whatever the patient explains, whatever the prover explains, is of very much significance to you. And it should be in written form. And what he says over there, for a considerable time previously, the spontaneous occurrence of similar phenomena in himself, even though that feature was there with that prover earlier also, but if it recurs after giving the medicine, it has a significance. And that's why it is needed. The reappearance of this during trial of medicine only shows that this individual is, by virtue of his peculiar constitution, particularly disposed to have such symptoms excited in him. So even though that symptom was there earlier, 1 year back, 6 months back with that prover, and if it recurs after giving your medicine, it indicates that this is what the reaction happens after giving this medicine. This is the set of symptoms this prover used to produce. It should be included in your proving. It should be written in your proving, because ultimately the dynamic stimulus of that medicine you have given to that prover, he has reacted to that, and whatever is the reaction is nothing but the reaction given to that dynamic stimulus. And those are very essential as a part of knowledge of that specific medicine. In this case, they are the effects of medicine. The symptoms do not arise spontaneously, while the medicine that has been taken is exercising an influence over the health of the whole system, but are produced by the medicine. So it is not automatically coming. After giving a medicine, a stimulus in the potentized form, this reaction has happened. So this is not original feature of the disease of that patient, but it is the special effects which are developed because of the stimulus of your medicine, the dynamic effect which the person has reacted, and because of which he has presented with that set of symptoms. All those are very, very essential for your drug proving, for your analysis. And that's why it is your duty to write it down as it is, whatever the patient has said. So whatever has been reflected after giving the medicine, all things you have to write it down as narrated by the prover. This is first important thing you have to do. Then he defines how he should go on in the next aphorism. All three, four aphorisms are related with this method of proving. So this is first thing, that whatever is narrated, it is your duty to write down and collect that symptom. Okay. Second, what he explains in 139, when the physician does not make the trial of medicine on himself, but gives it to another person, the latter must note down distinctly the sensations, sufferings, accidents, and changes of health he experiences at the time of their occurrence, mentioning the time after the ingestion of the drug when each symptoms arouse, and if it lasts long, the period of its duration. So if you yourself are not doing the proving, and if you have asked anyone to prove the remedy, the prover should be conscientious enough. He should be trustworthy. He is keen observer. He should write it down what has happened after starting the dose. So if symptom recurs after 3 hours, that he should write down, I have taken dose at such and such time, and at this time I got this and this symptom. It is his duty to write down each and every detail. Whatever may be the sensation is there, in his own words, he should write it down. What are the exactly what is the exact time of that symptom, that he should write down. How much time does it remains in him, that duration also is important. See, everything is of a very much importance during the homeopathic drug proving. It is not a casual approach. In fact, it is a very important approach, because that proving will going to give you a total materia medica. On the basis of law of similarity, you are going to use it in similar types of patients. The physician looks over the report in the presence of experimenter immediately after the experiment is concluded, and or if the trial lasts several days, he does this every day in order, whilst everything is still fresh in his memory, to question him about the exact nature of every one of these circumstances, and to write down and the more precise details so elicited, or to make such alterations as the experimenter may suggest. What he is saying? It is his duty, the person who is doing the proving on the experimenter, prover, it is his duty to ask each and every detail daily to that prover. If it lasts for a longer time of duration, it is that physician's duty to write down and question whatever is necessary at the same time. If you ask him after 8 days, he forgets what has happened. He will not going to give you exact thing. But if you ask it daily, you're going to get exact nature. So sometimes the prover is not very clear about his idea. Then physician asks what exactly your sensation is. And then prover reflects, yes, this is what has happened. If the physician asks at what time this has happened, Is there anything which has aggravated your trouble? Is that anything which has ameliorated your complaint? All details the physician can ask to the prover the same day, so that that prover will not forget the things in his mind. And that's why Hahnemann asked that it is the physician's duty to write down each and every detail, ask to the experimenter all the details about the proving, so that everything will be fresh in his mind and it should be corrected accordingly. So it should not be a vague view proving. It should be very clear-cut proving. And for that purpose, Hahnemann explains that physician should be very, very particular. At the same time, the prover is also should be a particular. There is one footnote where he gives the examples of it, what type of questions are necessary or what exactly happened. So there is footnote number 102 to this paragraph. We'll go through that, what he explains over there. 102. He who makes known to the medical world the results of such experiments becomes thereby responsible for the trustworthiness of the person experimented on and his statements, and justly so as will of suffering humanity. willचा अर्थ सुख दुःख, will म्हणजे WEAL, will is so as the will of suffering humanity is here at the stake. So what he is explaining over there, that at stake म्हणजे जुगार आहे. समजा जर त्यांनी चुकीचा अर्थ दिला, if he has not given you right explanation, if he has vaguely explained anything, ultimately you have to deal with the suffering humanity. And for that purpose, the person on whom you are doing the proving should be very, very conscientious, very trustworthy, because ultimately it will going to give you the data which is responsible to create your materia medica. And if it is wrong, then you apply wrong materia medica to the patient. It will be ultimately problem for the suffering humanity. And for that purpose, when you are conducting the proving, the prover should be very, very trustworthy and conscientious, so that he can give you all the details whatever are needed. So see, in earlier aphorism where he explains over there one important thing, that when you conduct the proving, basically at that time you have to write down each and every detail as narrated by the prover. Everything is necessary, because ultimately that data is sufficient. That data will guide you to prepare your materia medica by analyzing that data. Second important thing in this aphorism, he tries to explain that if you are doing it on prover instead of on yourself only, then the prover should be of that quality, so that he can explain all the details. He can narrate down you all the special sensations, modalities, concomitants, proper location, so that you can build your materia medica, and this materia medica will be useful for the suffering humanity. So doing a drug proving is not a simple task. It is a big task, and you have to rely where you have to rely on yourself, you have to rely on your friends, you have to rely on your relatives, you have to rely on your provers, because ultimately your data collection is coming from them. And for that purpose, when you select the prover, this quality should be there with that prover. There is one more aphorism. We'll first read that 140, and then we'll stop. 140, what he says: if the person cannot write, the physician must be informed by him every day of what has occurred to him and how it took place. This is again very important. Actually, it should not be like that a prover is not able to write down. That means he is not having education. Then a problem is created. But even though if such a prover is there, then Hahnemann explains that whatever he has felt, he should explain to the physician the same day what has occurred. how it took place, what sensations came, what type of pain have occurred, at what time it has occurred, does it have caused aggravation, what has caused aggravation, what has caused amelioration. All the details he should detail to the physician. What is noted down is as authentic information. Authentic म्हणजे सत्य, जसं आहे तसं. What is noted down as authentic information on this point, however, must be chiefly the voluntary narration of the person who makes the experiment. Nothing conjectural. Conjectural म्हणजे काय? तर्कावर आधारित, which is based upon thoughts. जे काही घडलं ते जसंच्या तसं पाहिजे. Whatever is happened, it should be taken as it is. As it is, he should explain. It should not be a thought. It should not be conjecture. And as little as possible derived from the answers to the leading question should be admitted. So it should not be a thing which after your leading question, the prover is answering you. It doesn't have a value. Whatever the prover is narrating without asking the details is of a more importance, because that is the fluent entry which comes out from the prover's mind, and that has a significance. And that's why Hahnemann explains that it should not be just of his thoughts, or it should not be after you put some leading questions. Leading questions म्हणजे काय? The questions which are answered either in yes or no, they are called as leading questions. तुम्हाला भूक लागते का? Answer is either yes or no. तुम्हाला झोप लागते का? This is leading question. These either patient has, there is no choice. He either say yes or no, and the such types of answers are not at all entertained, and they should not be entertained. And that's why he explains over there, these such types of answers are not useful for the proving. So whatever the patient has spontaneously explained, informed, the prover, that whatever the prover has spontaneously explained, narrated, should be of very much significance for the physician. Everything must be ascertained with the same caution, as I have counseled above, that is from aphorism number 84 to 99, for the investigation of phenomena, for tracing the picture of natural diseases. The way Hahnemann have narrated how the case taking should be, that is from aphorism number 84 to 99, all those are applicable to the prover also. The same thing here also, you should not ask the leading questions. In the case taking also, he has mentioned you should not ask the leading question. So do's and don'ts are very close to each other for the case taking as well as drug proving. So whatever patient brewer spontaneously tells you has a lot of significance. In the similar manner, when you take the case taking of the patient, whatever patient explains spontaneously is having a lot of significance. Both of them are very essential entity. And that's why he explains over there. These are both things which are close to each other. The drug proving is as close as you are taking the case of the patient. Both are necessary, both are valuable, and both should be taken in a considerable manner, in the proper manner, actual manner. So this is what he wants to explain about how to conduct a drug proving. We'll stop over here because next aphorism, it is the aphorism along with a big footnote is there. That footnote also we have to learn in tomorrow's session. So we'll continue with 141 aphorism along with along with the footnote in tomorrow's session. So today only 3 aphorisms we have discussed, where he tried to explain how to conduct the drug proving, how you can write down whatever the patient has said, the qualities of the person who should be trustworthy, who will going to explain you all those details. At the same time, the third thing which he explained over there, the spontaneous narration by the prover is of significance to the physician. So that's all for today. We'll conclude over here. Are there any questions? We can have a chat. Otherwise, we'll meet tomorrow. Thank you being there, everyone. There are many people who have joined today. Thanks, everyone. Sir, thank you.
Good evening, sir. Very congratulations on the seminar, sir, you have attended. You look
Yes,
very good, mashallah.
yes. Yesterday seminar at Eula College was wonderful because it was the National Homeopathy Commission has started new thing in field of homeopathy for first BHMS, and they are starting from right from first BHMS. They have all homeopathic subjects, the pharmacy, materia medica, organon, and repertory right from first year. And this new curriculum, they have 15 days orientation. A big topic, 3 hour seminar was conducted in Eola College, and that it was good. They have oriented in such a manner on the day first that they become influenced. They should go for homeopathy. So it was wonderful
Wow, sir.
experience for me yesterday.
Sir, sir, very, very nice, sir. That must be done, I think, all over. These types of steps should be taken.
Yes, yes. Okay. So we'll meet tomorrow. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.